welcome to Stat 300. My name is Nam Lam, and I look forward to working with you all this semester. What I want to do here is just give you a brief overview of the format of the class. Everything for this class is going to happen on Canvas. Here we are on the front page of the Canvas course. At the bottom of the front page, you'll find my contact information. The best way to reach me are going to be by email, text, or Canvas messaging. So all three methods go straight to my phone, and I'm pretty quick to reply. I also have information about my live Zoom hours. These are optional, but they're a way for you to get live, immediate help from me. I have another orientation video where I talk about how to download, install, and access Zoom. So if you've never used Zoom before, make sure you take a look at the video. If these Zoom hours don't work for you, click on the appointment. Pick a day, pick a time, and I'll be there. We also have an SI tutor for this course, Victoria. She's awesome. SI stands for Supplemental Instruction. She's going to be helping me answer questions, and she'll hold some live Zoom hours also. So she's going to be a great resource for us this semester. Everything for this class is going to happen inside of modules. So let's take a look at the modules. Hopefully by now, you've had a chance to take a look at the syllabus, which can be found right here. There's one thing I want to clarify about the syllabus, and that's regarding the textbook. The textbook we're using is by NVIDIA Monk, the 3rd edition. If you have an older edition, it's perfectly fine. My lectures are going to follow this textbook. So the textbook is going to be a really good resource if there's anything in my lecture that's unclear and you need something else to read, or if you just want to read more about something that I cover in lecture. With that said, I don't assign anything from the textbook. All the course materials, all the handouts, all the homework assignments, I will provide to you. So you can use that information to decide whether you want to buy the textbook. The format for this class is lectures and labs. So in a typical week, you can expect 2 lectures and 2 lab assignments. So let's take a look at a typical week. I'm going to skip over week 1 because week 1 is kind of special. It's a short week, and it's also the first week. A more typical week is week 2. So 2.2 here is the first set of lectures, and then lab 2 is the lab assignment that goes with that lecture. 2.3, 3.1, this is together the second set of lectures. And lab 3 is the lab assignment that goes with that second set of lectures. The lectures for this class are not live. They're going to be pre-recorded YouTube videos like the one you're watching right now. So you don't have to show up at a certain time. You can watch them whenever you want. You can pause, you can fast forward, you can rewind. The lab assignments, think of the lab assignments as homework. I have another orientation video where I give you an in-depth tour of how the labs work. So make sure you take a look at that. The due dates for the labs are on each lab assignment. But my hope is this. My hope is that Monday of each week, you'll watch the first set of lectures and maybe start that first lab. On Tuesday, finish off the first lab. On Wednesday, watch the second set of lectures and maybe start that second lab. And then on Thursday, finish off that second lab. That's my hope for you. Now, if you look at the due dates, the first lab, which I'm hoping you're finishing on Tuesday, is actually due on Thursday. The second lab, which I'm hoping you're finishing on Thursday, is actually due the following Tuesday. And that's really just to give you some flexibility and some extra time to get help if you need it. There's also discussions attached to each lab. These aren't assignments. These are just places where you can ask for help. So you can always just email me or contact me on Canvas, but discussion boards are probably a better way to ask for help, because if I'm in a meeting and I can't get to your question, then hopefully my SI tutor Victoria can get to your question. It's also a good place to look for answers. Like if you have a question, look at the discussion boards. Maybe someone has asked it already. I mean, you're free to ask me again, but check the discussion boards and maybe the answer is already there, right? One thing I'll say about the discussion boards, Canvas doesn't always do a good job of notifications. So if you ask a question, like check back in an hour. In the past, between Victoria and I, we've been able to answer everybody's questions within an hour, and most of the time, actually, much quicker than that. So if you post a question, right, check back. All right, so let me end with 3 pieces of advice. Right, the first piece of advice is don't wait until last minute to start your lab assignments. And even worse, don't wait until 10 p.m. on a day that it's due to start your lab assignments. Of the lab assignments for this class, I'm giving you multiple attempts. I really want you to get 100% on every single lab, right? So if you need help, ask, right? Get the help that you need. The worst thing that can happen when you start your assignment at 10 p.m. on a day that's due is you're going to enter your answers and find out that you have a whole bunch of stuff wrong, and you don't understand why. You can text me, you can email me, you can post to discussion boards, but if it's 11 p.m., I might be asleep, and I'm not going to get to your question until the next morning, and now you're frustrated and stressed. And I don't want you to be frustrated and stressed. So try to start your assignments early. I get it. You have other classes, you have jobs, you have other responsibilities, and sometimes you do end up starting your assignments late. But don't make it a habit. My second piece of advice is, if you can, try to do your lab assignments during one of my Zoom hours. You don't have to log on. Just do it during one of those hours so that as soon as you have a question, you can hop onto Zoom, ask your question, and get it cleared up right away. And then you can log off. And then as soon as you hit another question, log on, ask your question, and get things cleared up right away. It's like being in class, raising your hand, and having me come over and helping you right away. Or you just log on the entire time. I have no problem walking you through the entire lab. I have no problem doing that. But this only works if you are giving yourself enough time to get help if you need it. And then my last piece of advice is, as you're doing the labs, don't just do it on scratch paper and then throw it away, right? Keep a neat record of your work, right? Label what lab it's from, what question it is, and if you're getting stuff wrong, right, make a note to yourself of what you got wrong. The reason is, I don't pick these lab problems just for fun, right? I pick them because at some point later on, I'm going to ask you about them on a test. The tests in this class are going to look very similar to the labs. So if you're keeping a neat record of all your work, when it comes time for the test, it's going to be really easy to prepare. Okay? So that's my 3 pieces of advice, right? Start your assignments early. Try to do them during one of my Zoom hours if you can. And then keep a neat record of your work. So I think that's all the advice I have for you right now. Once again, welcome to the class. Talk to you later.